So now there's a bunch of stuff on the internet about how I'm an Antifa terrorist. And then like the biggest Quebec media conglomerate ran with the story. And then I was getting death threats for a couple of days personally, and not even on Twitter, like as a person in general. I think a politician who engages in that kind of political rhetoric should be put down like a rabid dog. If the way that you're trying to get elected is by making me afraid of my neighbor, making me hate my neighbor, you should be put down. That is tantamount to treason as far as I'm concerned.
Hello everyone. Today I'm giving you an update on my report in which I exposed an Antifa candidate for the Montreal mayoral race presented under the Transition Montreal banner. I showed several posts from his X account, formerly Twitter, in which Sergio da Silva incited not only hatred but also murder. In some posts, he called for killing local transphobes. In others, he urged killing politicians who used the word woke in their platform or who, in his view, did not have an adequate plan to tackle climate change or to expand access to a free healthcare system. Following my report, he was apparently added to a watch list that now prevents him from traveling outside the country. It's not clear whether that's only the United States, but listen closely. I will spare you a run through of each post. You can watch my report to see them. After my reports was published, TVA, a mainstream media in Quebec, literally stole my piece. They interviewed the leader of Transition Montreal about his candidate, Sergio da Silva, while showing my edited compilation of his post on screen. Not only was the candidate not removed from the race, he was publicly defended for statements that, in my view, should fall under the criminal code as speech inciting hatred and murder.
Vous entérinez ça, M. Sauvé, ces déclarations?
Mais il faut comprendre d'où Sergio da Silva vient, ce contexte. Oui, il est parfois très coloré dans sa langage. Oui, il va dire les choses en hyperbole, mais il faut regarder tout le contexte de ce qu'il dit depuis très longtemps.
Sergio da Silva, nevertheless, received 9.4% of the vote in the election. Recently, someone whispered in my ear that Sergio da Silva appeared on a podcast where he can be seen playing with a knife. During that podcast, which I was literally the fourth person to watch, da Silva says he was added to a watch list and that he cannot leave the country in connection with the revelations I published about his post.
Where you living?
I'm still living in Montreal. I live above the bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't leave to save your life, huh?
No, I can't even go visit you guys anymore because I'm on a watch list.
Oh, really?
Rebel News said that I was a terrorist. So now there's a bunch of stuff on the internet about how I'm an Antifa terrorist. And then like the biggest Quebec media conglomerate ran with the story. And then I was getting death threats for a couple of days.
That's awesome.
About how like I'm an Antifa super soldier.
I was just saying last week that if I found out that Antifa was a real thing, I'd be pissed to find out I wasn't invited. It's so funny that you're on a terrorist watch list. I'm kind of jealous.
Well, I can't leave the country anymore, I don't think.
I could not confirm this information because search lists are confidential and not publicly available. But the mere fact that the United States may have taken these potential threats seriously, while in Montreal, this candidate remained in the race and his leader defended his words as colorful, says a lot about the state of our society. On the podcast, Sergio da Silva also denied the existence of the controversial street prayers that take place every Sunday in Montreal.
If you're trying to make it so that I again hate my neighbor, hate some fucking Muslim dude, because right now, like in Quebec, it's a bit fucked with that kind of shit where they're like, hey, there's a ban now on public prayer. I've never seen a Muslim dude pray in a park or in any public space my entire life that I've lived in this city. And then all of a sudden, we've decided in order to, again, divide the people who live in the city, we're going to make that a talking point. Something that I've never, ever, and I've seen women shit in a bag in a bus station. Okay? I've seen some shit. I've never seen a Muslim man, woman, or child pray in public.
He repeated once again that if a politician's governed in a way that divide the people, that person should simply be killed, not removed democratically, but assassinated.
It just becomes this thing where, again, there's a further distancing from this idea of creating community, creating culture. Like everybody who talks about these kind of divisive politics, I think personally, and not even on Twitter, like as a person in general, I think a politician who engages in that kind of political rhetoric should be put down like a fucking rabid dog. If the way that you're trying to get elected is by making me afraid of my neighbor, making me hate my neighbor, you should be put fucking down. That is tantamount to treason as far as I'm concerned. If you're making two Canadians hate each other, two Americans hate each other, two people hate each other so that you can get what you want, we should be able to flay you.
I'm not saying kill.
Oh, I am.
I'm just suggesting maybe we should bring back the tar and feathers.
Yeah. Or we could kill them. Or we could kill them. We could hang them by the neck until they're dead.
The radicalization of the left and the far left is extremely worrying in Montreal. I'm speaking about society at large. That a society can accept a candidate with hateful and violent rhetoric and even vote for him, to me indicates a sick society where violence has been normalized over dialogue. I will leave you with more excerpts from the podcast, but thank you for watching.
But then, you start, spouting off at the mouth, and then people find these tweets where you're saying that you don't believe in free speech and you should kill people who put the word woke into their political platforms. And they take you seriously. But I'm like, no, I'm just on Twitter. This is shit. This is a shitty place where you say shitty things. And people are like, no, he's a fucking terrorist and he wants to kill his political opponents. And I'm like, no, I'm just on Twitter. There's a lot of people that kind of came out of the woodwork in the past couple of days to sort of like send death threats or like, one of my tweets was sort of like, just sort of like some innocuous, like murder your local transphobe, just like Twitter speak. And there were people who came out and were like, this guy's a total fucking faggot. He likes to get his ass fucked by girl dicks. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. Also, I'd rather suck a girl dick than lick a boot any day of the week. I don't know what to tell you.
Look, she identifies as a woman. I don't see what's gay about that.
This is fine. Like I'm where I want to be.
At Rebel News, we started a petition to put pressure on our government to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization. They terrorize the population. If you do agree, please go and sign the petition at stopantifa.com right now.